They all are agreeing.
Oh, you said if they're black as well, they should still say it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will say to you now, that little group, and I even said to Ricky, he knows on Friday I told him that Angie was a racist and he wants to sit there and swear blind she's not. I told him to his face when I met him man to man. As simple as that. People like that need, as much as he's a white man that's given a platform, let's be real, he only did it because he knew it would bring viewers in. Okay, so there's something that called before, because I know that the white people in my chat that are woke and understand like the struggles in society and stuff. I know you're not going to get offended by this, and you probably have heard this terminology. I don't know if anyone's called anyone heard of the terminology called a white saviour. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
That's Tony, babe. Like, that's Tony. You've got a God complex. It doesn't devalue what you're doing. It doesn't mean that what you're doing isn't nice for the people, blah, blah, blah. But if we're going to talk about intent, it's called a white saviour. It's called a God complex. I don't need you to be my white saviour. I don't need you to be my God complex. Like, there's lots of people out there that are doing what Tony does very quietly, you know, not getting lions for them, not sitting there on weeklies. I saw you, Tony, TikTok times. I saw you in the weeklies, Hans, saw you. Funnily enough, how you're talking, that's what I'm saying about doing it for gifts. Yet nothing I've ever done has led me off the back of it. I stayed off my own life for 2 days. I stayed off my own life for 2 days just in case people were like, oh, I like her, let me gift her, blah, blah, blah. And I do end up on some board. I don't want that. I've stayed off my life for 2 whole days. So my thing is, how can you come at me for like doing the same thing you're doing, except I do this on the outside every single day. So I'm not trying to, and I'm not anti-white because I am half white. I can't physically be anti myself. I'm not like a lot of people in the comments that are racist and have an issue within their deep self. There's no internalized racism here. I love white people. I love brown people. I love me. And I'm absolutely fabulous put together. So you can stop with that tiny supporter. And it's not going to make any difference to our views or opinions you put in and spurt in your little hate comments, Bab.
Can I say something, Paige? You don't have to justify yourself.
No,
Do you know what I
don't.
mean? People are justifying himself, like Tony. I'm giving away to charity. What are you going to do with your money? What
I'm keeping it, Tony, babe. That's what I'm doing with it. I'm keeping it. That little £45 that I made, you probably make that in 20 minutes on your app when you're spurting hatred like you're doing the whole thing.
Yeah, but this is not about money. It's about race.
I've got to give money to someone that, like, and give money to who? The big corrupt government. Like,
Exactly.
I do my own charity work. When they say charity starts at home, that really is meant that here, though, because I work for free most of my time. So what do you want me to do? Just... I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to force things on me, and it's like, why don't you go donate to the black community then? Because you're so keen on it. You're saying you're so not racist, you're anti-racist, you and Pearl are not racist in any kind of way. So why don't you off app go and make some donations, Tones?
Exactly. Dimitri, I love you, by the way. I saw you stick up yesterday. I applaud you.
On my main platform as well, because I'm permo bananaed on my main account from live. So all of my content's built, and he wanted to come at me. Like, he came at me in my DMs saying, oh, I got involved in the live because I wanted to make money. I'm like, honey, I make more money off my content on my main account from working with brands than I do than sitting on a live begging for gifts like he does. And I'm sorry, the way I see it is, and like I said yesterday, if he really supports women and wants to keep people safe, then I'll say the same to him then. Why don't you stop talking about all the peddlers on the app and only do it for 24 hours? Because what your friend
He donated to the homeless. That's good for Tony though, and his white saviour complex and his God complex. I'm glad that he donates. I'm not taking that away from him. But why are you trying to devalue what we're doing by having a conversation saying that I'm jumping around boxes for gifts? I'm a black, like, do you know how many white panels are having conversations about like black lives, culture and trauma? Which is fine to have, but when you're having negative lives about it and you're calling us liars and you're saying that nothing we're saying is true, but you've not got one black representative in your box, like, I don't actually understand. What you're doing, Tony, is you're basically devaluing every racial experience I've ever had. And you're not allowing me to have a conversation. You're telling me when I've got to shut down conversations about racism as a white male. Do you not get the privilege there? Thank you, Fiona, babe. That's privilege in itself. Like, that's privilege in itself. The fact that you think you can do you think if Tony and Pearl started up a live because someone was prejudiced or discriminatory towards our traveller community, do you think I could go in there and tell him when to stop talking about his his victimness or his victimhood or when to stop discussing his community. Do you think I could ever do that?
Exactly.
He'd called a racist. If that's what he'd say to you, call you a racist and say, fuck off, I ain't shutting down my life. Who are you to tell me what to do? But it's fine. It's double standards. And I'm sorry, but
block that account in my comments, sorry.
In my opinion, like, I obviously know quite a few travellers, and I've sent a couple of them the live screen recordings that a couple of my mates recorded from yesterday. Their words to me were, no traveller man would speak to women like that. Does not matter what the colour of their skin is, they treat women with respect. The way that
100%.
Paige, yeah?
And where the fuck was everybody else? Where was the fuck all these other blokes that should have jumped in the box going, hang on a minute, mate, because it was me that was shooting my mouth up to him, but he couldn't hear me, apparently. And I was just like, really? I know full well he heard me.
Collective hearing.
Yeah. Hi, Natalie, babe. You okay?
Right, I don't go live at all. I'm not a confident person. But I've got travellers in my family and I've got mixed race people in my family, and no way on this earth do them treat each other like that. No. It's disgusting the way they're treating you and the way they're treating Laura. And I can see Laura, because I've got mental health issues myself, and I stopped eating when I was 13-year-old because I was bullied and I went under 3 stone. And I can see the way it's affecting you all, and it's disgusting.
It is like
they should be took off this app and they shouldn't be allowed on it. And I know that what she said to your community is not allowed in the travellers community. They hate that word.
The thing is, though, the black community and traveller community, like, a lot of the time we do have a lot of close connections. Yeah, we have each other back a lot because everyone knows what the UK and England was like and what they've done to the travelling community, what they've done to the Irish community, what they've done to the black community. We're normally allies. That's why this has shocked me so much.
Yeah.
This is why it shocked me so much. I'm not going to lie. It's shocked me because when it is someone that's meant to be an ally, it's worse when someone like Delulu, I get annoyed with her because she has a platform to spread and incite her hatred. But I don't get genuinely personally upset and offended by her racism because, like, she's not going to change. She's definitely been integrated in society that way. That's her genuine feelings. But when you think it's someone who's an ally, and then not only do they do something crazy like that, but it's more of the point they don't listen to you after the fact. That we're not allowed to have no sympathy. We can't have no. Do you know what I mean? We're not allowed to have no. We can't talk about our injustice. But you're meant to be someone from a community that's also been, like, ostracized, that's been oppressed, that's been shunned down by English people. I think, how can you then turn around and call me racist, Tony, call me a wrong one, saying things like I'm doing dodgy dealings, I'm probably going to spend money on dodgy dealer, I'm a dodgy dealer, all these weird things. You're now doing all the stereotypes. You said to me, Tony, you don't like it, you've got no white privilege because you get stopped in shops, you get followed in shops. So if that's something that we share in common in terms of, like, the discrimination in the UK, why are you turning around and calling me the same name that we're calling the people that do things against us? That's what's mad to me. Like,
but to see how it's affecting your community and seeing how it's upsetting you as well, Paige, and wearing shepherdess, it's horrible because you can see Laura doesn't eat properly all the time, and you can see this.
That's what I mean.
With me having an eating disorder and going under 3 stone when I was younger, to see the way she's being treated and yourself is just thoroughly disgusting, and I'm a genuine white person.
The thing is with me, like, if people don't like Laura and they think she's a bitch or whatever, like, okay, cool, that's your prerogative. She doesn't just have racism.
Hey,
I've had her mental health as well.
Me making a piece about Laura today, and I was just like, at the end of the day, I said, Laura, we all fucking make mistakes, but nobody deserves racism. At the end of the day, I couldn't give a shit who you are on this app and what you've said or what you haven't said. Nobody deserves that treatment, and I'm sorry, but Pearl, Angie, the freaking lot of them have all been racist in the past and continue to be. They're bigoted, they're homophobic, they're transphobic, they attack minority communities when they belong to a minority community themselves. Women get oppressed, yet Angie gets oppressed as a fucking woman. Let's be real. Women up, like, I lived as a woman for 10 years, so I know what it's like to be a woman. And the fact is that sat there tearing down other women, especially marginalised and minority women. How the fuck is that okay? And you know what? People won't speak out about them who are white because they're scared of getting cancelled. I've called every single one of them out, and you know what? I'm blocked by all of them because they can't stand to hear the fucking truth from a 24-year-old. I'm sorry.
I really don't care if they block me. They can block me all they want.
Why is she not addressing it tomorrow?
Because she's too scared. And do you know what? Because it doesn't fit her narrative, because they're all in a little group chat, and unless you love Miss Red and lick her fucking arsehole, then you ain't going to get nowhere with her. Because
and you know the reason why they don't like swearing Shep is because she's stuck up for herself all these years.
But it's FYP news. I thought she was
Exactly.
FYP news.
Do you know what? Do you know what I'd turn around and say? They're enabling.
It's
hate
been
crime.
all over the FYP.
That's what they've done, Paigey. They've enabled a fucking hate crime because racism is a hate crime. It falls into the protected characteristics of race, gender, sexuality. The fact is they're enabling that just says a lot about who they are as a person, because I tell you what, if the shoe was on the other foot and you said something to a white person, you'd be hung, drawn and fucking quartered on this app. But
Part of me, Dimitri, wants to like be really toxic sometimes. You know, test it out and just do like a
You
fake.
deserve.
No,
deserve
You know, like a
it.
fake scenario to do something where I don't know, like I wouldn't obviously do it because
Don't.
No, I wouldn't. But do you know what I mean? Like, I would love to be back in the days where social experiments. Thank you, Shabana. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Beth. You know where social experiments were a real thing, like the Bandura doll experiment. You know, all of them kind of things. Okay, they're not ethically and morally correct now, but we learned stuff. Yeah, like so you could physically see things from that. And no, I would never, guys. But my point is, imagine if everyone's scared already. The fact that it's like, I'd even said that everyone's scared, but you see how non-scared like Pearl or Tony was to drop certain words and certain phrases so willy-nilly when they're drunk. They're not scared then. We're all scared for me to be like, no, don't upset the white people page. Do you know what I mean?
you know what though? When
Don't do
people are
it.
drunk, the truth comes out. So if they can use that as an excuse, okay, then that's clearly what you think, because what's it called? Drunk mind, sober thoughts. It's the saying goes.
Unfortunately. Yeah, the 100,000,000%.
Can I say
Because you know how
something?
many times I've been drunk out of my head on this app? Can I just say, like, everyone knows I love a wine. The most I do when I get drunk is cry and say, like, I miss my ex or something. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But it's like that, Paige.
Alicia was drunk. She definitely wasn't racist. Alicia was drunk listening to music, going, I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to bed.
Before I got signed off the doctor, I was a qualified nursery nurse. And you know that word what Pearl said the other day? Saying sorry to people.
Spiritual. Yeah.
You teach a child to say sorry. And we've been told as a nursery nurse never to teach a child to say sorry unless they mean it. She's acting like a 2-year-old.
We need to support Laura, but we support Laura. Hey, sissy, I hope you're good. The thing is, we need more than us. Like, and it sounds bad, but we need big creators to Judge. We need big creators to speak about it. Like the fact that Misread, she can't not see nothing. It's everywhere. Every video I've been tagged in, Misread tags next to me. It's everywhere. Like, it's all over. Like, it was actually quite freaking daunting waking up and seeing my face fucking all over FYP. I was like,
I've had it
felt
today.
bad. You know, the next day I kind of felt like, did I start a race war? What's gone on? And I had to fix myself. And be like, no, this wasn't. No, you didn't make no one say orangutan. You didn't make no one. Blah blah
But
blah.
she even said in her own live today, Pearl, that she didn't realise that she was in a box with mixed race people.
Oh,
She even said it on her own live today. I'm thinking, how did you not know?
Paige, if you see my DMs right now. Honestly, Torian, between Angie's, Pearl's and Tony's ones are actually a bit worse than Angie's. Do you know why? Because Tony's supporters that are coming to give me ag are all misogynistic men that hate women, it's clear. Yeah. I'm being told, like, oh, it's a shame, you're pretty, but you're a bitch and you're boring and you're racist. Like, oh, the things I'd do to you if you weren't such a bitch, and you talk too much, your voice is horrible. And it's like, first and foremost, your face does not equate to you ever being able to step and speak to me, Mr. Man. Don't ever think that could ever happen, because you'd get aired in a bar anyway, babe, let alone you being racist. Like,
hey, Miss Red won't speak about it because she's friends with Pearl, she's friends with Angie. It's very selective on who she talks about and who she doesn't.
And she won't speak on it because it's to do with Laura as well, and they're all on the other two people's side.
Mm-hmm. So, Paige, can I say one last thing because I want to drop off?
Yeah,
but I don't know if you noticed yesterday on a live, but there was a black lady. I forgot what her handle was, but it's about the 15-year-old boy, and they mistook him for a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
But Tony called her a pedo. Now, I'm not being funny, but that's wrong.
Yeah, massively.
And the thing is, you don't know what she's going through. and it's just terrible, and it should never ever happen, to be quite honest.
Torian, you were saying about it.
I heard about that.
So why does he get away with that? This is what I don't understand, why they get away with saying things like this. Is it because they're big creators? Is that why they get away with it, because they're big creators?
Of course.
You know what it is?
Of
It's
course.
because everybody's scared to call it out because people on TikTok, and I've met with TikTok HQ, right? People will not get their account banned from mass reporting. It has to be a moderator at TikTok that comes into your live or goes onto your account that clicks the ban button. People think because they've got a big account, they're scared of these people that are literally, they're the equivalent to PCSOs, right? Plastic police officers, is like I like to call them. They're sat on a fucking
Send
app.
it to me now, Torian. I'll put it on my screen.
They think they're like big and hard, and just because they sit on a fucking app. I guarantee you, Tony, if he comes face to face with me for the shit that he said yesterday, he wouldn't say boo to a fucking goose. He's one of those.
You know what? And even down to me, like if me and Tony had a conversation face to face, obviously not in like a aggressive way because he's a man and a woman, my mouth will tear you down. I promise you, the way I look you dead in your eyes, and not butter a lid, stand my ground, stand on my business and school you on everything you're saying. I would love. So my thing is, I wanted to do this for ages, guys. I wanted to be like the Piers Morgan but the woke version. Yeah, I wanted to do the difficult interviews. I want to go around. I want to find members in EDO, National Front, KKK. I want to find all these people with these big, massive, crazy, like outrageous opinions and beliefs, and I want to go sit down with them face to face in front of a black girl, calmly. Talk to me and tell me why you think that you should believe this, or why you think that you are better than me in any kind of way, when I can clearly educate you more than you could ever educate me on certain topics. So this is my newest thing that I've been trying to do. Like I want to speak to people like Torian and stuff about it, but that's my thing. Like I want to have these conversations. Like Tony, if you're interested, instead of screaming, because you're definitely an older man, I don't know how old you are, but you're not my age, it's very clear. And you're a male, okay, and you've got a lot of privileges. Forget about the white privilege. You have a privilege of being a male. Like it's a man's world, as so they say. I would love to meet you face to face and have this discussion via like cameras, get everything sorted and ready, and then see if your opinions still really stand when I'm showing you physical proof. What happened with the girl?
I'm going to get off now, but thank you so much for letting me have my say. I love you to bits. Carry on, girl. I'm watching you. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Paige, can I speak, please?
I think she's on pause.
Paige?
Sorry. Yeah, please come in a picture from Torian.
Right, I have another account, Chucky, my other account. I posted a video about Pearl last week, right? I was in Rickster's live and I was about to talk to Rickster, but then Pearl jumped in and jumped on me because with me,
It's David.
I see Pearl in everybody's live, jumping in, giving the gob, shouting at people and swearing at people and whatever you, right?
All right.
I've never heard Pearl in 9 months as saying orangutan. I've never ever heard her say that once. She calls people rats and whatever, but not that word. But Pearl, because I spread the word over the app that Pearl is a gobby bitch, right? Which everybody will agree with. But she would not forgive me for calling her a gobby cow, a gobby bitch all over the app. So you know what, girls? You know what? You black community, don't forgive her. If she can't forgive me for saying something like that, why should you forgive her for calling your community orangutan? I'm sorry, guys, but that's a lot worse than what I've said all over the app. I apologise for saying that word in your live page.
You can say it, but the thing is, orangutan is it's not a word that I find offensive. It's when you're using it towards a black person. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's oh, now David, you're a joke. What's David done? David, what have you done? Because David, everyone's coming for you in the comments. Have you done? The last time I let someone in my box and they were talking like this and they were like, oh, we love you, blah, blah, blah. Then I found out they were really racist and they were all in Angie's box. So before I make the same mistake, I did this with someone called War. I can't remember what his name was, but he was like, I've got your back. And then everyone was like, he's racist. He says the N-word. I was like, y'all couldn't tell me before he came in the box. He threatens women. Okay, I'm gonna have to
Right,
drop you.
let
Sorry.
me explain that. Right, I threaten women. No, I
Right, Paige, on that
I
note, I've
came.
got to
Hold
cut
on,
this
let
on
me
the
just
drop of this
explain.
one.
Let me
Bye,
So
explain.
we're
Dimitri.
gonna,
Lovely.
Let
Thank
me
you for
right,
explain.
everyone.
Let me
Thank you for
explain.
everything.
well,
I
can you give
came
me
on
answer?
this
Let me
app.
leave.
I came on this app to protect women from bullying men. Right. I protected.
Sorry, I dropped him. I couldn't bother. Sorry. I want people to think that I'm a man hater. I'm not. I'm not at
Another
all.
thing, Paige, you know the way that,
But
you know, the patois, what you speak, I think it's bloody amazing. I love it.
I do too. I
Love
think
it.
it sounds spicy. I think it sounds a bit of zhuzh. It adds a bit of something to the language. You know what I
And
mean?
another thing,
And
you know,
like first and
when,
foremost, people used to talk in back slang, guys. That's not
yeah,
even a real language. It's like pig Latin. No one cared then. Do you know what I mean? So lift up and mind your business.
but it's like, you know, when she
Imagine having
said,
David
when
protecting
Laura
you.
was saying love, she weren't saying nothing offensive by that.
That was it. Sorry,
Nothing
Natalie,
to,
not to cut you, darling. I'm going to. Oh God, look how pale I am. I need the sun. Don't look at this. This is. Can you guys all see that? Because I'm on big
yeah,
screen
I
now,
can
aren't
see
I?
it.
You and your kids deserve to. Painful. You blacks are not wanted here. So. We do not care about. We care about our dogs. The dogs. Ange, leave the dogs alone. Leave the dogs alone. Leave Angie alone. Angie needs to leave the dogs alone. Why do you think her dog had to go lift up into
That is
HEAVEN?
disgusting.
Because she was doing too much. You and your kids deserve to. I was saying, oh, just 3 times. Oh, not 3 times. Not 3 times, T. Not the 3 times having to state it to make sure you really got it. Let me have a look. Let me try and log into my TikTok so I can show you my second device some of the
Wow.
lovely messages that we get.
Oh, Paige, I've tagged you in a video that I put on my page before. Stick up,
Let me
stop
have a look.
racism and stop bullying, by the way. I hope you don't mind.
No, of course not. I like tag me in anything, guys. This is yeah. That was
But I
someone
can
that I'm
see
pretty
the
sure
way
that's an
it's
Andrew supporter,
affecting. I
guys.
can see it's the way it's affecting you. Do you know, when with me not eating and stuff, and it's just disgusting how Laura is being treated, and yourself and all your community. I think you're amazing, all of you. I really do.
Thank you, darling. Hey, lovely. I'm one of Rick's mods. I'm so sorry you're getting this. Thank you, Kelly. I don't agree with that message, but it wasn't a real account. Yeah, but it doesn't matter who account it was. It could be Ange, for that's the problem. That's the point. It's scary. Could be anyone. It could be a big creator behind a fake account. It could be a no one behind a fake account, but we don't know. So imagine now trying to be a black woman creator on this app, getting messages like that, and then you're matching people. You want to go around people. Like, what do you do? Thank you, PC Plonk. How are you supposed to feel safe? How are we supposed to feel comfortable on an app where we don't know who is being raped? That's worse. I love a racist that's with chest to their face, because guess what? I can motherfucking avoid you, hun. I can avoid you. I can tear you down or avoid you. I know what's coming. When it's unexpected, whacks you in your face out of nowhere, no. The worst thing is feeling comfortable in any space and then realising that you actually are the opposite of comfortable. You have to be fight or flight.
One thing is, we all should be equal in the society,
Thank you, Mrs.
no
Doubtfire.
matter what.
It's like when Irish speak, we use the habitual be and always get told we speak wrong. This is what I'm saying, but I don't tell anyone they speak wrong. Anyone that breaks into their native tongue, so many different people, cultures, ethnicities,
I don't know
Indian
if you've,
people, Pakistani people, any Arab people, any Caribbean people, Jamaican people, Polish people, Arab, like any people, Armenian people, anybody. I'm just thinking of any culture name now that has like
Good
2
evening,
languages.
people.
Anyone that speaks any other language or Portuguese, okay, Welsh, Irish, like Albanian, like let's just go on and on and on. Anyone that's third, second generation that's been brought up with cultural parents or grandparents, but speaks English as your main language or your dual language, Scottish, exactly. Anyone that has another accent or another culture, another, another language in terms of ethnicity, you're gonna break into tongue sometimes.
my godparents are Jamaican.
May I say something if possible, please? Sorry
course,
to
Becky,
interrupt
go on.
you. My great-great-grandparents was actually from Jamaica. So I grew up knowing Jamaican language as well as English as well. And I got a lot of stick in school because, like, I'm a white girl. my granddad used to braid my hair in dreads, and I used to get picked on all the time for it. But as far as I'm concerned, we all bleed the same blood. We're all human at the end of the day. And if we got over like the language barriers, the colour barriers, and all that type of stuff, I think like it's the barriers that are stopping us from actually moving forward, if that makes any sense.
Do you know what it is? It's like I said earlier, the barriers are only barriers because society's made us feel like the barriers. People think is different or weird. It's fucking not. If people sat down, spoke to people, listened to people's cultures, embraced people's cultures, ethnicities, do you know what I mean, and colour, then it's not going to be different. Like, I
mean, to me, for example, as long as you're nice to me and treat me how I'd expect to be treated, you could be the green alien off The Simpsons for all I care.
Do you know what I always say, to be honest with you, baby, yeah? An arse is an arse, right? No matter what colour that arse is, or what type of shit comes out of that arse, babe, an arse is an arse.
I'm going to be
see what I'm
using
trying to say? You can have good and bad in any community. If I went around, because I work on statistics, okay? Like, I'm a criminologist. I'm a criminologist graduate, so I love statistics. I like factual stuff as well as emotion. When I discuss anything in a debate, I like to back my emotional argument with a statistical one. Okay,
yeah,
so it is with me. Imagine if I went round now and said, I'm scared of every white male because they're peddlers. Because statistically, in the UK, the majority of people that get convicted of that said crime is male. Or what if I said, I'm scared to walk out in town because I'm scared of white males are going to kidnap me and they're going to hurt me physically. Because when you look at the domestic violence stats and when you look at the violence against women stats in the UK, obviously where it's the majority, they're predominantly white males. So if I went around on that stereotype...
You took the words out of my mouth. It's exactly a stereotype. If we got beyond that, the world would be such a better place because no one would care what you look like or where you come from or how you speak. You would just be an actual human, which we're all meant to be. We still shit the same shit. We still piss the same piss. We still bleed the same blood.
And the thing is, when the BLM movement come around, and obviously I got the same thing all the time, white lives matter too, all lives matter. The all lives matter thing, I want to bang my head against the wall because, like I said, in every other life, it's not saying that no one said...
Hear someone else, honest to God, if I hear someone else, when people are talking about like Black Lives Matter and that, if I hear someone say like all lives matter or white lives matter, and they're trying to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement,
but the thing is, no one said Black Lives Matter more or only Black Lives Matter. The statement came about because, like I said, statistically, we are still bottom of the barrel. We don't understand why. Stop giving us like half a penny when you're giving everyone £5 and expecting us to be ever so grateful. You let us out of prison. Oh, thank you. Oh, you didn't stop and search us. Thank you so much. No one said that only Black Lives Matter. We said all lives simply cannot matter until Black lives matter just as much as every other life. That's
we
all
should
we're
all
saying.
have equal opportunities in life.
You kicked out a white male who was on your... Sorry, Becky, 1 minute, darling. You kicked out a white male who was on your side about racism. Are you against white people? I'm half white, so unless I hate my mother...
Oh, my God.
Unless I hate my mum, then no, babe, because I love my mum.
Not against
I love being half white. I love being British. This is the worst part about it, and I cannot stand about you subtle racists because...
The amount of times this has come up in some of my videos is unreal. The amount of times that comment has actually come up in my comment section. Because I'm white, but look, I've got brothers and sisters who are fully black. And seeing what they went through and hearing all the stuff that they get said, when I'm walking with them, I get accused of being their girlfriends. I get accused of like, even though I'm like the younger sister of us three, and I've got 2 older black brothers. And literally seeing the stuff that my brothers have to go through just because they're a different colour than I am.
Guys, I'm going to have to restart. I just got flagged. Everyone come back. 2 seconds.
All right, we'll do.
Everyone come back. 2 seconds.